Think about a time when someone said something about some aspect of your identity that made you feel insulted or slighted. Even if they didn't intend it, you probably experienced a microaggression.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to UCR News Network. My name is Julio Angulo.
And I'm Sonia Monroy, and we will be discussing racism in schooling. Racism can be defined as the tendency of a society to degrade and do violence to people on the basis of race, and by whatever mediations may exist for this purpose. The dominant narrative is that racism in schooling does not exist. Since the implementation of integrated schools, people think that the problem has been solved. However, theories of colorblind and racism and microaggressions prove how racism can be hidden in systemic institutions.
Our current story is that we're all fully capable of recognizing racism, and some more than others have vividly experienced racism on a personal level, proving that racism exists. Therefore, racism is in our school. Racism is being replicated, tolerated, and developing into bigger social problems. Next, we have a special guest teacher from Sunny Slope Elementary. Do you see racism on your campus?
I would say it's not blatant over in your face racism, but we did recently have an event for Cinco de Mayo. It's usually for the past, since the school has existed or maybe 30 years, we've always celebrated Cinco de Mayo. It's a big celebration. It's held after school. Community members come. And for the past 2 years, it's been a little rocky, and a lot of teachers have not been on board with celebrating the culture of Mexico, and they've started to call it a spring cultural celebration so that we won't specifically recognize just Mexican culture when the majority of our community members are Mexican, and they have enjoyed having that moment of recognition, and many teachers are starting to voice their feelings about feeling uncomfortable.
Thank you, Brenda. It is sad to see the school to get rid of a tradition that many community members appreciate. Racism can be directed in any other way. Rather than say the blatant racist comments, staff focuses on minorities' abilities like working hard enough or performing at a level to which minorities would not be able to put in a position that disadvantages them. Our peer Tiana speaks on an experience with an old high school advisor.
It was my junior year of high school, and one day all of the juniors were supposed to meet with the advisor to schedule our classes for our senior year. Now, when I was a freshman until my junior year, we had a Latina advisor, and since my freshman year, she made sure that I was on track to graduate with honors. So she made sure I was put into classes that would allow me to graduate with honors. However, in the middle of my junior year, we had a complete staff change. The principal changed, vice principal, and we had a different advisor. And the new advisor was a white lady. So when I went in, we were reviewing my classes, and I noticed that she didn't circle the AP Spanish 4 class, and that was going to be the last class that I needed to fulfill the requirement of me graduating with honors. So I asked her why she didn't circle it, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you wanted to graduate with honors." So I kind of left, and I was confused because if she had reviewed my classes, she would have known that I'm on the right track to graduating with honors.
We know and understand that racism is taught, and microaggressions stem from subconscious ideas a person can have about a particular group of people. But what does that have to do with our schools? The American education system is a major contributor to molding young minds, which means the Eurocentric curriculum and the filtered ways cultures are taught has the ability to cause various levels of culture insensitivity, and culture insensitivity can lead to microaggressions and racism. And those are practices that can occur and be carried out by minority groups as well.
Racial microaggressions and colorblind racism are frequently used in the educational system to maintain the racial hierarchy embedded in the United States. We should realize that racism happens to very young children and tend to affect them throughout their life.
If we as a society want to change these outcomes, it starts at home. Parents should be teaching their children on how to positively perceive people of different ethnic backgrounds. Teachers should also be trained to better understand minorities and know how to deal with these situations. At the end of the day, this is a community effort, and we should all take a part in building a safe and constructive environment.
Thank you so much for tuning in. See you again next time.